Hello, everybody. Let's continue on our ingredients with looking at milk and dairy products. Milk and dairy products provide texture, flavor, volume, color, and nutritional value to cooked or baked items. Milk in a formula contributes to browning as well as softness in the crust and structure of the bread item or baked item. Highly perishable, milk is an excellent bacteria breeding ground. Care must be exercised when handling and storing milk and other dairy products. Forms of milk. Whole milk, that is milk that comes from the cow, consists primarily of water, about 88%. It contains between 3.5% and 4% milk fat and 8.5% of other milk solids, proteins, milk, sugar, lactose, and minerals. Whole milk is graded A, B, or C according to standard recommendations by the U.S. Public Health Services. Grades are assigned based on bacteria count, with grade A products having the lowest count. Grade B and grade C, though still safe and wholesome, are rarely available for retail or commercial use. Fresh whole milk is not available raw, but must be processed. Processing techniques include pasteurization. By law, all grade A milk must be pasteurized prior to retail sale. Pasteurization is the process of heating something to a sufficiently high temperature for a sufficient length of time to destroy pathogen bacteria. This typically requires holding milk at temperatures of 161 degrees Fahrenheit, 72 degrees Celsius for 15 seconds. Pasteurization also destroys enzymes that cause spoilage, thus increasing shelf life. Milk's nutritional value is not significantly affected by pasteurization. Ultra-pasteurization is a process in which milk is heated to a very high temperature, 275 degrees Fahrenheit, 135 degrees Celsius, for a very short time, 2 to 4 seconds, in order to destroy virtually all bacteria. Ultra-pasteurization is most often used with whipping cream and individual creamers. Although the process may reduce cream's whipping properties, it extends its shelf life dramatically. Ultra-high temperature processing is a form of ultra-pasteurization in which milk is held at the temperature of 280 degrees to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, 138 to 149 degrees Celsius, for 2 to 6 seconds. It is then packed in sterile containers under sterile conditions and aseptically sealed to prevent bacteria from entering the container. Unopened UHT milk can be stored without refrigeration for at least 3 months. Although UHT milk can be stored unrefrigerated, it should be chilled before serving and stored like fresh milk once opened. UHT processing may give milk a slightly cooked taste, but it has no significant effect on milk's nutritional value. Long available in Europe, it is now gaining much popularity in the United States. Homogenation is the process in which the fat globules in the milk are reduced in size and permanently dispersed throughout the liquid. This prevents the fat from clumping together and rising to the surface as a layer of cream. Although homogenation is not required, milk sold commercially is generally homogenized to ensure a uniform consistency, a whiter color, and a richer taste. And let's face it, many of the people out there today, if your milk was not homogenized, wouldn't even understand the concept of it. I mean, when it's coming fresh from the farm, it's not homogenized, and there's a definite separation where the fat comes to the top, and you have to stir it in order to drink it. That's something that we're just not used to in our milk in this country, so we like that homogenization. Whole milk can be processed in a centrifuge to remove all or a portion of the milk fat, resulting in reduced fat, low fat, and non fat milks. Reduced fat or less fat milk is whole milk from which the sufficient milk fat has been removed to produce a liquid with 2% milk fat. Low fat or little fat milk contains 1% milk fat. Non-fat milk, also referred to as fat-free, no-fat, or skim milk, has had as much milk fat removed as possible. The fat content must be less than 0.5%. Non-fat milk should not be substituted for whole milk in most baked goods formulas without the addition of fat to compensate for that removal. So do not use skim milk in a custard without substituting some fat from somewhere else. Fluid milk is potentially hazardous food and should be kept refrigerated at or below 40 degrees. Its shelf life is reduced by half for every 5-degree rise in temperature above 40 degrees. Keep milk containers closed to prevent absorption of odors, flavors, and freezing is not recommended. Concentrated milks or condensed milk products are produced by using a vacuum to remove all or part of the water from the whole milk. The resulting products have a higher concentration of milk fat and milk solids and an extended shelf life. Evaporated milk is produced by removing approximately 60% of the water from whole homogenized milk. The concentrated liquid is canned and heat sterilized. This results in a cooked flavor and darker color. Evaporated skim milk with a milk fat content of 0.5% is also available. A can of evaporated milk requires no refrigeration until opened. Although the can should be stored in a cool place, evaporated milk can be reconstituted with an equal amount of water and used like whole milk for cooking or drinking. Once again, I want to reiterate, when you open that can, it needs to then be refrigerated, and preferably not in that same can. So if you open a can of evaporated milk and take 1 ounce out of it, you should pour the rest of that evaporated milk into another clean container, label it, cover it, and store it in the refrigerator. No longer do I want to find cans of evaporated milk wrapped in plastic back with the rest of the evaporated milk. This is one of those common sense things that we need to all come together on. Sweetened condensed milk is similar to evaporated milk in that 60% of the water has been removed. But unlike evaporated milk, sweetened condensed milk contains a large amount of sugar, about 40 to 45%. Sweetened condensed milk is also canned. The canning process darkens the color and adds a caramel flavor. Sweetened condensed milk cannot be substituted for whole milk or evaporated milk because of its sugar content. Its distinctive flavor is most often found in puddings, fudges, and other confections. Dry milk powder is made by removing virtually all of the moisture from pasteurized milk. Dry whole milk, non-fat milk, and buttermilk are available. The lack of moisture prevents the growth of microorganisms and allows dry milk powders to be stored for extended periods without refrigeration, removing the moisture, so now it's a dry product. Powdered milks can be reconstituted with water and used like fresh milk. Milk powder may be added to foods directly with additional liquid included in the recipe. This procedure is typical in bread making and does not alter the function of the milk or its flavor in the finished product. Cream is a rich liquid milk product containing at least 18% fat. It must be pasteurized or ultra-pasteurized and may be homogenized. Cream has a slightly yellow or ivory color and is more thicker than milk. Can't talk this morning. It is used throughout the kitchen to give flavor and body to sauces, soups, and desserts. Cream is marked in several forms with different fat contents. Half and half is a mixture of whole milk and cream containing between 10% and 18% milk fat and is often served with cereal or coffee, but does not contain enough fat to whip into a foam. So quit trying to whip my half and half into a foam. Light cream, coffee cream, and table cream are all products with more than 18% but less than 30% milk fat. These products are often used in baked goods or soups, as well as with coffee, fruit, and cereal. Light whipping cream, or simply whipping cream, contains between 30 and 36% milk fat. It is generally used for thickening and enriching sauces and making ice creams. It can be whipped into a foam and used as a dessert topping, or folded into custards or mousses to add flavor and lightness. Heavy whipping cream, or simply heavy cream, contains no less than 36% milk fat. It whips easily and holds its whipped texture longer than other creams. It must be pasteurized, but is rarely homogenized. Ultra pasteurization heavy cream has a longer shelf life than regular pasteurized cream, but does not whip as easy. Vegetable gums are sometimes added to compensate. Clotted cream is a thick, spreadable cream with 55% milk fat, made from unpasteurized whole milk. The milk is heated, and then the thick cream clumps and floats to the top when the milk cools, and the dense clotted cream is removed. It is served as a spread or filling for scones, cakes, and other pastries. Clotted cream is also referred to as Devon or Devonshire cream, named for two English counties where it is made. Ultra pasteurized cream will keep for 6 to 8 weeks and refrigerated at or below 40 degrees. Unwhipped cream should not be frozen. Keep cream away from strong odors and bright lights, as they can adversely affect its flavor. Moving into cultured dairy products. Cultured dairy products such as yogurts, buttermilk, and sour cream are produced by adding specific bacteria cultures to fluid dairy products. The bacteria convert the milk sugar lactose into lactic acid, which causes the proteins to coagulate, giving these products their body and tangy, unique flavors. The acid content also retards the growth of undesirable microorganisms. Thus, cultured products have been used for centuries to preserve milk. With their mild acidity, these products are more often used in baked goods for their distinctive taste. Buttermilk. Originally referred to as the liquid remaining after cream was turned into butter, today's buttermilk is produced by adding lactic acid bacteria to fresh pasteurized skim or low-fat milk. This results in a tart milk with a thick texture. Sour cream is produced by adding the lactic acid bacteria to pasteurized homogenized light cream. The resulting product is a white, tangy gel used to give baked goods a distinctive flavor. Sour cream must have milk fat content of not less than 18%. Crème fraîche is a cultured cream popular in the French cuisine. Although thinner and richer than sour cream, it has a similar tart, tangy flavor and adds a depth of flavor. It is easily prepared using the recipe in your book. Yogurt. Yogurt is a thick, tart product made from milk, either whole, low-fat, or non-fat, cultured with bacteria. Though touted as a health or diet food, yogurt contains the same amount of milk fat as the milk from which it is made. Yogurt may also contain a variety of sweeteners, flavors, and fruits. Yogurt may be used in baked products and frozen desserts. Greek yogurt is a more creamy and dense style of yogurt made by straining more of the whey from the product. Authentic Greek yogurt is often made with sheep's milk. Skyr, marketed in Iceland, yogurt is actually a fresh, fat-free cheese made from well-strained cow's milk. It has a texture and flavor similar to yogurt, but with more protein and calcium. Skyr may be used in place of yogurt or sour cream. Cheese, fromage, is one of the oldest and most widely used foods known to humans. It is ideally served alone with bread or in many bake shop preparations, including cakes, breads, and other baked goods. Cheese starts with mammal's milk. Cow, goat, or sheep are most likely commonly used. The milk proteins known as casein are coagulated, which, with the addition of the enzyme, usually rennet, which is found in calves' stomach, as the milk coagulates, it separates into solid curds and liquid whey. After draining out the whey, either the curds are made into fresh cheese, such as ricotta or cottage cheese, or the curds are further processed by cutting, kneading, and cooking. The resulting substance, known as a green cheese, is packed into molds to drain. Salt or special bacteria may be added to the molded cheeses, which are then allowed to age or ripen under controlled conditions to develop the desired texture, color, and flavor. Some cheeses, such as Brie or Camembert, develop a natural rind or surface because of the application of bacteria, or by repeated washing with brine. Most natural rinds may be eaten if desired. Other cheeses, such as Gouda and Cheddar, are coated with an inedible wax rind to prevent moisture loss. Fresh cheeses have no rind, however. Moisture and fat contents are good indicators of a cheese's texture and shelf life. The higher the moisture content, the softer the product and the more perishable it will be. Low moisture cheeses such as Parmesan and Pecorino Romano may be used for grating and will keep for several weeks if properly stored. Reduced water activity levels prohibit bacteria growth. Fat content ranges from low fat, less than 20%, to double cream at 60% milk fat, and triple cream at least 72% fat. Cheeses with a high fat content will be creamier and have a richer flavor and texture than low fat products. Fresh cheeses are uncooked and unripened, with many uses in the sweet and savory bake shop preparations. Referred to as fromage frais in French, they are generally mild and creamy with a tart tanginess. They should not taste acidic or bitter. Fresh cheeses have a moisture content of 40 to 80% and are highly perishable. Fresh cheeses have no rind. A few of the more common fresh cheeses used in the bake shop are cream cheese. Is a soft cow's milk cheese containing approximately 35% fat. It is available in various sized solid white blocks or whipped and flavored. A popular spread for bagels and toast. Cream cheese is used in cheesecakes, pastry fillings, and icings. Cream cheese and other soft, fresh, or unripened cheeses should be gently softened before blending them into fillings, icings, or batters. Blend the cheeses on low speed with a paddle to soften and remove lumps before adding sugar, eggs, or other liquid ingredients. Farmer's cheese, baker's cheese, and Quark are traditional fresh, soft cheeses made from cow's milk with a light taste and smooth texture. They may be used interchangeably. Quark, German for curd, is like a cross between mild cream and cream cheese. If Quark is not available, substitute an equal amount of farmer's cheese, baker's cheese, or cream cheese. Add enough milk to soften the cheese to a yogurt consistency. Yogurt may also be used in place of Quark. Mascarpone is a soft cow milk cheese originally from Italy, Lombards region. It contains 70 to 75% fat and is extremely smooth and creamy. Mascarpone is highly perishable and is available in bulk, 8 or 16-ounce tubs. With its pale ivory color and rich, sweet flavor, it is very useful in sauces, ice cream, and fillings, and my favorite, tiramisu. Ricotta is a soft Italian cheese similar to an American cottage cheese, made from the whey left when a cow's milk cheeses are produced. It contains only 4 to 10% fat. It is white or ivory in color and fluffy. With a small grain and sweet flavor, ricotta is an important ingredient in Italian cheesecake and is a filling in cannoli pastries. It can be made easily from the recipe in the book, which we will be doing for an experiment. That sums up your milk and dairy products, mostly used in the bake shop, but also used in the culinary kitchen, of course. Check out the rest of the resources. I have a list produced by Chef Greenspan that lists the milk fat of a lot of the common milks, so it's a reference list for you to use. I have some videos on there and a few other references for you in the milk and dairy section of the ingredients page. Have a great day.